Greeting YouTube shave fans, super curve honing fans, type 2 diabetes rescued by keto fans, and carnivore eating fans, the proper human diet. If you're here for honing or straight razor shaving, I guess you caught it by the title on my earlier picture. This is not a straight razor shave. I'm going to be using the awesome Sterling Zenith big boar bristle brush. I got some, this was Colonel Conk. This was, I think, the Bay Rum or whatever. It's an inexpensive soap. I got it because I wanted the ball. And it's a glycerin-based soap. It lathers well. I don't think it's terribly slick. It's probably why I don't use it so much, because I like a little more slickness in the soaps that I get from tallow bases and that sort of thing. But this one is adequate, and I hadn't used it, and I figured this might be a good thing. Today is November 20th. It's in the evening after work. I usually don't do shaves in the evening. I've usually got down to where I'm doing one shave a week and putting it on. But I'm going to be doing this comparison of these supply razors, and I'll get into that and what they are a little bit more as I go along. This is the densely packed brush. It really is. A couple of you guys that watch this channel, you've got these things. Leon, it's his fault. He watches every once in a while. You know, he was showing off and bragging. He's got the big one. He's got the little one. Then he bought another big one. Then he bought the last one. And he shows them off. And then when we want them, we can't get them because he's got them all. So that's probably a little bit drier than I like. I'm going to try to put a little bit more water in this. I don't like, in my memory from using this, but I didn't use it at all. But in my memory, I remember I didn't want to thin it out, water it out too much. Okay, so the razors, you may have seen from the picture. The reason I'm doing this is if you buy a supply razor and they get you on a mailing list or whatever, and if you enter your phone number, you get notifications pretty regularly from them. The supply company used to be Supply Provision, was a crowdfunded Kickstarter thing that started to bring a modern manufactured injector type like the Schick razor back to the market. That one was similar to this one. This was my first one, although this is the version 2. They made some different ones. At that time, there was only one plate, I think, when this came out. And I think when I bought it, there was 3. And it's all machined stainless steel. This happens to have the Supply black blade in it. That blade is made, all they'll tell you is Seki, I'm not sure how it's pronounced in Japan, this Steel Knife City in Japan, where both Kai and Feather have factories. So it's probably one of those, okay? And I'm going to do part of the shave with that. I also have another Supply razor that's like that. This one is like the current one. It's not exactly like the current one. This was after they got some funding on, what's that television show? where you offer to sell your company, get a deal or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. Anyhow, I could picture it going on with these guys making offers for a deal to help finance their company and move them along. This is a little lighter. It's surprisingly heavy. This is apparently, I think this is machined, but it's also a cast, some sort of a pot metal. But it has a really, really tough coating on it. It's actually pretty hard to tell the difference between two of them. Stainless steel is a little bit weightier. This one has the white blade in it, okay? The original blades that I got with my supply razor were made by, which I believe these are made in the U.S. by Persona, okay, to the specifications of supply. I did not like the original blades that came with it. Okay, I don't even think they sell them anymore. And then here's the thing, because I'm always looking around for a what if I have to travel, and I don't like to travel and check bags, so that leaves most of my razors out. What would I use? What would I take? And they have this is the supply razor. It's lightweight. I'm guessing, I don't know. I'm going to take a guess that this might be made by the Persona people. Accutech it is, because they make other injection molded type things. I looked at it in a glass. This is a 3-faceted blade. There's like a triple compound bevel on it. And this does have this is like their current SE. Okay, so I think currently the razors they have are the SE and an adjustable. I really don't use this stuff anymore. I'm mostly into straight razors, but I was interested in this, so I wanted to try this. And I wanted to give a comparison on that to against the SE razor. They both have the same plates in them, so it should be basically the same razor with different blades. So first I'm gonna go ahead and use the one with the Japanese blade in it. Okay, lowest angle, lightest touch. Okay, that feels pretty good. This blade, my preference, and I have a whole bunch of them, it would be the Schick Pro line. At one time, there was a very limited type thing. This is coming along. This is marketing. Their marketing is doing very, very well. And so let me take the white blade. The first one was in the black case. This is in the white case. This is brand new. Comes in this little injector type thing. Okay. I don't like to inject them. It's possible to drag the blade across the guards while you're doing that. So it's certainly sharp. It's first shave. It's certainly cutting. I find it cutting less efficiently. So the black blade is reputed to be sharper, and I say it is. Okay, now here's this one. The only person I've seen actually do a review on this, okay, and has a nice look, it identifies its supply in there, was Sinatra Glennon. has a good YouTube channel where he reviews a lot of stuff. And I had thought about buying one of these SEs. I should have bought the, I don't even know if they'll ever make it anymore, but they made a plate originally that you could get, so I could make one of those just like this, okay? It's a little different. It's cutting well. I don't feel any tug, but the lightness of it, though. It's supposed to be one of these razors that's pretty difficult to nick yourself with. You could nick yourself pretty easy with this, especially if you go in the aggressive plate, which is, I think, the 3-dot. But if you have gone through different learning methods of shaving with some type of a traditional safety razor, and you learn to stay on the low angle and a light touch. And when I say low angle, I mean, okay, so for this one, the lowest angle is like this. But if you, on this one, okay, because of the guard, if you go down on too low of an angle, okay, whoops, lowest angle. If you get too steep, you start to see the rake marks. I didn't actually, you might be able to see it a little bit right in there, the rake marks. That would be too steep. If you get too low, it's just not going to cut, okay? They say in the instructions on this to put it against your face and then lay it on your face and then go down about, I think they say 15 degrees or something. I really don't like the idea of talking about degrees. It's kind of too confusing. What I generally like to do when I talk about all types of shaving is get the blade on your face and try and feel for the blade and feel what you got. Now here's where I was a little curious of whether this would be effective under the nose. And it really doesn't bother, because this would be exactly the same as one of the other injectors. This is the Japanese blade. Definitely a difference in handling. First pass. You know, I'm really losing it with these safety razor tools. I'm probably getting better and better with my straight razor shaving and losing it with these because I don't really practice with them anymore. But razors like that. Okay, so you get a pack of $15, I think they want sale for 5 razors. So you get a pack of those, and I view it as for somebody who is not already a traditional wet shaver and doesn't want this to be a hobby, that would be an entry-level type thing where somebody could get something like that and try it. So I'm going to go do the second pass all with the plastic on. I should. I don't know if I will or not. I should go through the routine of how many shaves I get off one of these. To me, it really doesn't matter. I mean, if it was 4 or 5 shaves, you know, you buy one of these and it's okay, $3 or something like that. If it does the job for you. I said I was going to finish with that, but I'm not. This not having the guard is definitely more aggressive. I felt right there. I could have, if I got off angle, I could have cut myself a little bit. Definitely that SE is a little bit safer. Although I got a couple little things there from using the one that's not supposed to cut you. Okay, so that's so far a pretty good midweek shave. All right, let's take her home. So for somebody going from a traditional cartridge razor, if you want to go from a cartridge where you're using and move to something where you can do a multiple pass shave, I really like this. I think this would be a razor where if you're prone to ingrowns, if you're this might be a good option for you. That is much more comfortable on the nose. This is going to be back to the standard white blade from Supply. Doing that right there, I could have cut myself. Trying to finish this up in time I actually messed up my shave pattern. Look at that, I did get myself right there. So that's a pretty good shave. The prices might be helpful. Something like this is for the cleanup pass. Okay, if you're doing a cleanup pass and you need to do a cleanup. Let's see. You know, even if you're a straight razor fan and you want to just have something to do a cleanup, maybe if you're developing your technique to where, or maybe if you're in a hurry. I mean, I'm 18 minutes in and I'm talking and I'm like almost done. Usually I'm 10 minutes longer, and I could have got that shave done in a lot less. So there was not a sufficient alum type burn. Less so than I get with a razor blade. It is a very close shave though. A little bit under here, it's leaving a little, and I'm feeling a little bit irritated. This is the Sterling Lemon Witch Hazel. And this is where some of the guys that, when I learned to shave, used to do this, like witch hazel. Clean up. If you're into that. So that's a good witch hazel. And to finish off on the fragrance, I'm going to use from Sterling. I think this was last year's Black Friday. I might have used this once. Lemon Lavender Mint. When I shave in the evening, I try and use very light floral, or preferably use a citrus, so that when I put my CPAP mask on, I'm not breathing this heavy perfume. So there's the review. I could recommend, if somebody was looking for a disposal razor to get through TSA, this is supposedly TSA approved. Okay, if you had one of these, that won't go through TSA. Removable blade, they will not allow that. I'm not a big supply razor guy anymore. Both of these are good. They're worth using. They're worth having. The new one, will have this guard unless you buy their adjustable version. And all of that has my approval for people coming away from cartridges, because I had said when I was traveling in a suit and tie for many years, coat and tie, and shaving with any type of a blade, under here you could still see some little scarring that still exists around here. So I'd get this irritation under here, and I'd put a collar on and tie my thing up, and it would be just raw. So I ultimately had to go to a electric shaver, and did that for years and years and years and years. And after I got out of traveling and got a job back into manufacturing, which is really what I am most comfortable at, I started shaving differently, and I still wore mostly a closely cropped facial hair. And as it started to gray out and I needed to get rid of it, that's what got me into wet shaving. And I went through all of this stuff. Ultimately, where that drove me to, it drove me to straight razor shaving, because I took it as a hobby. If you're not looking at a hobby, if you're a guy that climbs in the shower and you're getting irritation with your 5-blade monstrosity, I think the cartridge razor that I would have recommended for before, and I've used this, is like this Schick Extreme, and it pivots and the blades bend. This is not as sharp as this, but so for a guy who's bothered by cartridges, if you are a person prone particularly to ingrowns and that kind of stuff, this is a good option for you to look at. So this is Bill. Hope everybody has a great time, great days in the balance for the rest of the week. Pray that we stay out of World War III. Take care. Bill out. Bye.